Goddamn. Woo.
Love Tool.
Oh, God. So glad they finally put out a teaser album, man. Teaser album.
Not Tool, actually.
Oh, what?
Lucid Planet.
Huh?
I've fucking always been in favor of these guys for a long time now. Well, a long time going back a year.
All right.
No, man. Lucid Planet is like, if you're needing a Tool album and you're not going to get one, that's the band you go to.
Man, that's really good. Because I had done no preparation for today outside of the obvious topics of the weekend.
Thursday. Why would we?
Right. So I stumble across Ursa, and the only reason I did is because that is on Blood Music's label, which is a basically they started out as doing represses of vinyls, only like in very limited amounts.
Right, they did the Moon Sorrow.
They did the Moon Sorrow box set.
Yeah.
They did the Emperor entire catalog. They even I heard about them when they were doing the Strapping Young Lad reissues.
Okay.
That was right before they did the Moon Sorrow release, which
and
if that were today,
there's
I'd
like
get
two employees, 3 employees. That's
yeah,
a small deal.
They've expanded quite a bit because now not only are they a purveyor of vinyl, they're also a record label now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so a lot of the I don't know if you've heard of this genre, but it's basically like John Carpenter music. It's called synthwave. It's basically like horror music from the 70s, made a little more modern and stylized.
Right. Okay.
They really specialize in that. But they do have some pretty heavy acts on their label, and Ursa was one of them.
Right.
Kind of a doom, sludge, hard rock combination. And I was pretty stuck. I was like, damn, this is the best thing I've heard all week. I'm going to bring it out, and maybe we can use that as the opener. And then you break that shit out.
Well, Lucid Planet has they're teasing their new record that's coming out toward the end of the year. I don't want people to feel like they're getting ripped off, though, with because Ursa is actually something you probably need to check out. Shall we do like a, 20-second fucking Escalade?
Yeah, the robots ain't going to pop us for that.
All right, let me go and move us up here on the volume, and
we'll be quiet.
Yeah, we'll try.
We'll try, yeah. Well, you might hear something, but I'll be over here.
No, not screams and horror and things of nature. But anyway, I think you guys might dig it.
You might want to play the other one.
Oh, the Serengeti Yeti?
Serengeti Yeti,
okay,
yeah, that's
the
one.
All right, hold on. Let me start over. There we go. So I didn't want to feel like you were getting like your music choice for the week.
No, I mean, really, if anything, no. It instead of having just one good thing, we had fucking two.
Well,
and really, on music weeks that Rainier Fog isn't being released, that's a pretty good goddamn week, especially for rocking on a Thursday.
Yeah, which we're doing this on a Thursday for a very specific reason, which we'll get back to.
Yeah.
Oh
yeah, we'll be hitting that up eventually. Talking about that pancake contest in Minnesota.
Hey. But yeah, nonetheless, Lucid Planet. I'm excited about that because when I found out that they've got a new record coming out,
good,
end of the year, beginning of the next year.
That is so good, man.
So whenever you're hard up for a new Tool record, just listen to Lucid Planet. Trust me.
Or I wouldn't. I'd put Soen like in between Tool and Opeth.
Yeah,
this new Opeth we have today that we're so lucky to have.
Yeah, no, you're right.
Sarcasm ends now.
Well, we are going to get a new Tool album at some point, apparently, if Adam Jones will
allegedly,
get his stuff done. I guess that's still where it's at. I don't know.
Yeah, no. Anytime Maynard talks about it, it always sounds like he's done, but then we find out he's not done. Well, I think he's done with just his own his own vocal strings, but like the harmonies and the other accents and
flourishes
stuff.
That you're wanting to put at the end of stuff. Yeah, that's what he's waiting for. So, but he can't do that because that's the last stage before.
Right.
Then you send it off for the first mastering, knowing Tool.
Yeah. Oh
before
my God,
that one goes to the second mastering and maybe the third.
It could be 3 years before we get that Tool album.
I don't think so, but I think it'll be April. I think next year.
Yeah. It's funny to think that. We're still waiting on Time 2, but we might actually be getting a Tool album instead.
I think I don't think we'll ever see the light of day, by the way, for Time 2.
Oh, not the one that was done. Not the
Yeah.
one that was done while Time 1 was made.
Right.
Which is probably a lost masterpiece.
I think
you
so.
should have held on to it, man.
Sure.
That whole artistic integrity bullshit.
It's done. It's done. If you're wanting to hear Tool and you want to be surprised, pull up Lucid Planet. Richelieu would be another one I'd look into.
Yeah, definitely.
Rishloo.
A little more like a hard rock edge.
They're not.
But you can tell they are Tool.
Nobody is
influence.
like Tool except for Tool and Lucid Planet. I would say Lucid Planet's more like Tool than APC.
You can be Tool like, but you can't be like Tool.
They're more like Tool than APC is.
That's right.
I think.
Oh, burn. Fuck those guys.
But then again, you got Lucid Planet doesn't have any vocals. Well, at least on this record, from what I'm gathering. So last one they did on a couple of tracks, but.
Yeah. God, I still haven't listened to Eat the Elephant in like months, dude.
Wow, man.
I was so stoked about that album.
Yeah. Well, because of the fact that, let's face it, Alice in Chains kind of killed a lot of our expectations and desires and hopes.
Well, Eat the Elephant came out when I was in Wyoming.
Yeah.
So there was not even a sniff of new Alice in Chains. All I had was that and Pallbearer.
Well, I was trying to make excuses. The excuse the reality might be is that this APC album is not that great.
I hate to give Ruben Gonzalez credit for anything, but that was the first guy to be like, I don't like this.
Right.
And I have to agree with him.
Yeah.
He had a point because APC had a sound and they don't have a huge catalog, so you notice changes.
Right.
Especially when those releases are fucking 4 to 8 years apart. Between Murder Nom and 13th Step, you notice progression in a really great way. 13th Step is a great album. Eat the Elephant comes out and it's moody. It's really moody.
Yeah, with a weird attempt to be kind of poppy in a couple of parts, which was kind of weird.
And I think a backhanded attempt to be smart.
Ooh.
A lot of that shit, I know. You might
be right.
And it falls on Maynard. It really does.
Yeah.
But with people wanting, just like Starbenders, that took a lot out of my enjoyment with the front lady being like, everything going on today. I'm like, fuck that. I don't watch the news. I don't care. I am here to rock.
Right.
I'm kind of that same way with APC. Their music was all about, basically humanity ruining the world.
Sure.
But it was done in such a fucking great way. This one's a little more right in your face.
Right. Yeah, and that is kind of a weird one that happens with that when, the people that we appreciate musically, when they, and I'm talking about people, I'm not talking about like Rage Against the Machine, where you better be fucking ready for what they're getting ready to tell you.
It's Rage Against the Machine. They're not doing folk songs, that's for sure.
But I don't really want to know the political leanings of different artists. There's actually a folk band that Americana band, I guess, that I kind of follow and kind of respect. But God, they wanted to throw their shit in the middle of it, with everything going on with this fucking weird Kavanaugh thing. The dude trying to get on the Supreme Court. I don't really want to know what their thoughts are. Yeah,
I don't give a fuck.
I mean, it's fine that they have, and they'd said, hey, I'm as an American as much as you are. I should be allowed to fucking use my Twitter platform for what I use. Yeah, and I'm not telling you you can't. I'm just telling you shouldn't.
Yeah.
Because what you're going to do is you got a lot of crazies out there, and you're going to fucking separate them out like you're trying to narrow down a herd. So you're going to go ahead and disassociate yourself with anywhere from 10 to 50% of your audience when you do that shit, depending on who you are and what format you are and shit like that.
Yeah, why bother pissing anybody off? Just stick to what you know.
Why would you? And I look, I mean, I'm not trying to say these guys shouldn't have a voice, but fucking why are you utilizing it off of your own platform? Create a goddamn private account. Let people know, fuck these guys or whatever. I don't care. I mean, but he had made the argument. He said, I shouldn't have to be stifled because of the fact that I'm a musician.
Well, see, we're now in an age where everyone gets to hear that shit immediately. If you wanted to hear like what Lemmy thought about what was going on in the world, you had to pick up a magazine that had an interview in it from 3 months ago.
Right.
There was no instant access to reactions to anything.
Right.
Now it's like, shit, we'll post this podcast in an hour, and people have the ability to tell us exactly what they think of us immediately.
Right.
We never had that.
And it's very much an immediate turnaround on the senses, because but and on top of that, couple that with people that feel that they have actually one of that they feel like that their rights are that they are allowed to be outraged at everything that comes out.
And you are.
It's a matter of
you're
what
allowed.
That outrage
you're
is.
allowed to do whatever the fuck you want,
and you can. It's
but
just,
you
God,
also have to wear the stigma that comes with that.
You look like such an asshole when you do.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I one point in time on Facebook, I had like fucking over 500 goddamn quote unquote friends on that thing.
Alleged friends.
I've got this thing whittled down almost to 100. So
that's a good number, actually. That's not bad. It still kind of sounds ridiculous.
Yeah.
Because who the fuck talks to 100 people? But most of those are probably like, like mine. I probably have 70.
Right.
And I guarantee you half of them are like C to B list celebrities that I just got in early on the game,
Sure.
Because I'm friends with W. Earl Brown on Facebook, but this dude
we already talked about the baseball thing last week, right? Yeah.
I don't know if I brought up the baseball thing.
I know
I posted it on the. I know I posted it.
Well,
on
I don't
the
know if we
page.
talked about it, right?
Yeah.
So Alice in Chains did a celebrity
greatest band in the world.
Did a celebrity online auction for some shit through like eBay, right?
Yeah.
And,
it benefited. I can't recall. Let me pull up the post.
But they had a lot of Alice in Chains swag, and that shit went high dollar. Holy shit! There was actually a Jerry Cantrell J&L guitar that was worth about $3,000 that went for like I think $6,000 or something like that.
Because anything that has Jerry's name on it's gonna go.
And a Jerry Cantrell 1 hour guitar lesson for like $3,000.
They had thrown one up, and
Yeah.
that was the first one that got so much action. They put up 2 more. That the funny thing was going for half the price.
Right. Which, but I think it's cool that's what they were doing. But they reached out to some of their celebrity friends. Obviously, one of their celebrity friends is W. Earl Brown.
Which is such a funny, combo,
Yeah.
I'm not sure how the two know each other, but the fact that they do is amazing.
Well, they clearly do because that YouTube video, just type in Jerry Cantrell Dad Band and check it out because it's hilarious.
Yeah. He'd posted a picture on Facebook last Sunday of him, 2 other people I didn't recognize, and Jerry Cantrell hanging out watching football.
Yeah.
And I was just like, God damn, that if I could be anywhere
Right.
on a Sunday, it would be right there with those motherfuckers watching football and having a good time.
Yeah.
The proceeds went to Music for Relief and Big League Impact, which is Music for Relief is basically a charity for disaster victims, like all the shit that's gone on the East Coast with the horrible rains. And the funny thing, there was a lot on the auction that didn't sell.
Oh, really?
There was a lot of weird shit, just like niche shit that people were just like, no, I'm not interested. And I'd say, but the W. Earl Brown stuff was one of those things because there was a baseball it wasn't from the movie. Basically, it was just, if you've ever seen There's Something About Mary, there's a character named Warren who is a
special needs
slow adult
child. Special
yeah,
needs.
there you go. Who always asks, he just runs around asking people if they've seen his baseball. And he hated if you touched his ears, so he wore earmuffs. So they had the baseball, they had the red velvet jacket, and they had the earmuffs.
Yeah, he looked like somebody else, the Steiner brothers.
Basically, yeah. Yeah, mouth-breathing Steiner brother.
Yeah, which that's an old school goddamn wrestling reference.
Right.
You can look it up.
Yeah, that actually is.
You'll never get that out of me usually, but there you go.
So I bid on it really just out of shits and giggles because my mind was like, well, someone will see this an hour before if I can fucking come in and undercut me, I'm good to go. I won't have to worry about paying $90 to $100 for a baseball with Dan Doherty's signature on it. But I won it. And I actually had an eBay coupon for like $10 off, so I had to pay $70.
Oh, shit.
But the charity still got the full 80. I think eBay wears that $10 coupon.
I would hope so.
Coupon. That $10 coupon. But it's really cool. I've loved this guy. I liked him in There's Something About Mary. I love him in fucking Deadwood, which I'm not even going to fucking get into because I will talk about Deadwood for the rest of the podcast. But it was really cool. It just seems like the whole month of September was like the month of Alice in Chains for me.
Man.
And for you as well. I mean, just strictly with the concert and the music shit, that makes September amazing.
Yeah, no, I mean, it made me reassess a few things, and I'm still in that process. So I don't know. So if I have to reset my chakras, I guess, as they say, by going to fucking Austin twice a year, maybe that's what it is. I don't know.
Might not be bad. I would love it. In a perfect world, I could go to Austin and Vegas once a year. Go to Austin in the winter and go to Vegas in the spring.
Yeah, well, you don't want to be in either one of those goddamn places in the middle of summer. I'm telling you.
Oh
right
no,
now.
well, yeah, I will speak from experience on that, especially when it's 120 fucking degrees.
Yeah, Vegas gets less fun that way, but yeah.
Dude, well, yeah, well, I mean, it's normally not that hot. You're going to peak at like 107. It's going to be hot. It's going to be hot in July. 120. You start because people are like, oh, that's just really like 10 degrees hotter than it normally is. That is a huge jump when you're in triple digits.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely.
It's a noticeable jump.
Every couple of degrees is actually more noticeable than like 5 degrees.
And my balls are sensitive to changes in the weather. So I figure like between January and March would be perfect to go to Vegas. Between fucking, I would not say September, October and December be perfect to go to fucking Austin, I think.
Well, I mean, we were there in September, and that was not bad.
I didn't like it too much.
Hey,
but I'm super bitchy about humidity.
Way better than fucking July and August, man.
Yeah, well, I know when we went in February, it was still like when we went to the arena for the fights.
Yeah,
it was kind of a shitty day because the sun was just out and it was hot.
Yeah,
and it was muggy. Austin, we went this time. It was cloudy because they were getting the beginnings of the tropical storm.
Yeah,
but man, that first night we were there, it's just like swimming in air. Swimming.
That's the humidity. That's the Austin humidity.
I hate that shit.
Yeah, that's probably why you'll not live there. But
That's a deal breaker. I will certainly visit, though. God damn, yeah.
Yeah, that's the one thing you're gonna have to get your head around. You have to visit. I think before you move anywhere, get multiple visits in like throughout the year, so you know what you're kind of dealing with. And if that's the case, you'll probably talk yourself out of moving to Austin every time.
I always had it deep down in my soul I wanted to move to Vegas.
Yeah.
Just sounded like a great idea. The last time I always go for 3 days and I love it. I went for 4 days. That last day, I was fucking ready to go.
The only thing I can really probably even put myself even close to being on that plane is we'd go over, and when I was in the Marine Corps, we'd go over to Okinawa, and we'd be there, but we would have a detachment that would go down to the Philippines that would be there the whole time. We were there for 6 months.
Yeah.
And I would find that I'm not well situated for areas to have too much fun for too long of a period of time. I would go to the Philippines for like a week, and at the end of that week, oh my God, I was ready to go back to Okinawa and get things back in order.
Yeah.
Oh my God, which is not really terribly in order. And that back in those days, fuck, I was in my teens and 20s. So
damn, and you found your limit.
Yeah, no.
Well, up there, there's a big multiplier going on. You know, to what
there was a pretty big multiplier in the Philippines too. It was a different multiplier.
No, that's what I mean. Yeah. That's not just like, I'm going to go to Vegas for a week and binge, drink, and gamble. I'm sure there's other shit to do in the Philippines.
Yeah. Well, you got that also in Vegas, I guess. So
yeah, yeah, just costs more.
Take a little ride out. Yeah,
just costs a little bit more.
Right. But that's the whole thing is that how much adult entertainment do you need? God, 3 days. You're about right.
3 days.
Is
3 days is perfect.
Need.
Because that first day, if you do it the way I do it, because day one for me is 12 hours of travel and about 18 hours of Vegas. Because once you get there, man, you're tired. Yeah, fucking exhausted after. I've always driven.
But just walk through the casinos because they pump all that oxygen.
Oh yeah,
in,
no, fuck that. And then the noises, the stale cigarette smell, the tits. It's
well, the titties can keep you awake.
Well, that's the greatest thing of going to Vegas in July. That was the only upside outside of going to fucking see some fights and the good stuff.
Sure,
was July 120-degree weather. A lot of good-looking ladies are not really wearing anything.
Right.
I was walking down Fremont, and apparently it was on the day where as soon as you come in, they have signs saying, you might not want to bring your kids today.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Apparently there are family-friendly days on Fremont, and then there are adult days.
Well, if I ever go, make sure it's on an adult day because
oh, absolutely,
family days sound terrible.
That's when you go, and that's when the girls are there, like with electrical tape on their nipples, handing out free lap dance passes when you go spend $30 in liquor at
So that's when
Topless
they're like,
bars.
we need to pump up the economy a bit.
Yeah, it's really more for the eye candy unless you're an idiot. You know, because only idiots and rich people go to strip clubs in Vegas.
Really?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, I guess. Well, why would you? I
Yeah.
guess, you know.
It's like, oh, yeah, you get to come in for nothing, but beers are $15 a pop, and you got to buy 3, motherfucker.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, okay, well, then I'm not going because I can see tits out here.
That's
for
exactly
free.
right. So if you go in December, though, then that seems to be...
Now, if you go in December, you're not going to really... everyone's going to be inside.
well, but
it wasn't that bad.
Early December, but there's always something going on there because I know early December is your NFR, your National Finals Rodeo, but then that shit wraps up like the end of the second week, and then you're braced with like I don't know, fucking the hardcore holidays.
Right, and actually in July it's really really busy the first week because that's the Consumer Electronics Expo.
Oh yeah, CES, yeah.
Yeah, CES. So it's a popping weekend.
I mean, there's
down
stuff
there
going on all the time, but I think the only time you're going to catch like kind of a mild moment on the strips probably actually about the third, fourth week of December, right?
Sure. Yeah,
and even that fourth week, no, because they're getting geared for fucking,
and in December,
New Year's.
yeah, and you got to worry about the wind. That's the other thing. Like because it's the fucking desert.
Yeah.
If that wind is picking up, then it's officially cold, and you don't really want to be out there in it. It's not fun.
The only reason I keep asking is that's probably the only fucking time of year I'm ever going to be able to go.
Well, fuck, dude. I've gone in the worst times, so I don't mind going again.
Yeah,
you know,
I have a coworker that would go back to his home.
I'd love to go up there for New Year's Eve.
Yeah. Had a coworker that would always go back to his home state of Iowa, and he would always go in December and like June. it's like July.
Yeah.
Something like Jesus Christ, the worst times you want to be in the Midwest. There it is.
God, man, who wants to go to Iowa anyway?
Well, there's that, but fuck. All right, so hey, this is the Mead, Metal, and MMA podcast.
Oh, it is?
Where we get together once a week, talk about the important issues of the day, of how we feel about certain things. Maybe even talk about Mead, Metal, and MMA. You never know. You never know. So anyway, hope you bastards had a good week. How was your week?
Oh, man. I almost thought we were going to get through a whole show without me having to answer this question.
Oh, do we need to avoid or?
Absolutely not.
Okay.
I just don't want. I'm not going to eat up too much time.
No,
because it was a week.
Okay,
but there was some good and bad.
Because I think we're only talking really MMA this week, so I think you're probably
Yeah, I think we just hammered out the music portion at the opener.
A bit of time. Yeah, the music stuff is done. Mead stuff's done because that batch is coming along. It's a private batch, so it's really none of your goddamn business. So, yeah, we could probably get straight into the how's your week and go straight to the MMA. So what you got going on, son? Why don't you just go ahead and come on up here into Kanye's lap and tell me.
Oof. All right.
So what's bothering you this week?
So
what's grabbing your tit this week?
See, I wish my psychologist talked to me that way. So, I normally work a 3-day week, which I'm fine with at that place, with how my fucking mind works these days, and I had to work an extra day this week. So, it's no big deal. It's no big deal. It's not like my routine means anything to me, or fucking that everything runs at a schedule.
That sounds pretty sarcastic, but okay.
Normally on Thursdays I come over here fucking primed and ready to rock and roll, because I have had Wednesday to acclimate. Well, I'm like rocking 3 hours sleep since yesterday, and I had a lot of work rage. So there's that.
Okay.
As far as work, it was just super fucking busy, man. I've never seen the Super 8 this busy ever during the week.
Is our town turning into a tourist stop or something?
Apparently our town is growing by leaps and bounds because it was all people here doing work.
Wow.
Not all, the majority, the huge majority, 80%.
Wow, that's crazy.
Out of 45 rooms, 80% of those rooms were people here waking their asses up when I was at work, trying to set up breakfast and coming down to just ruin everything.
Yeah, because that's kind of like where the professional folks stay,
Now, I don't know if I've ever said this, but I have a little bit of OCD. I have a little bit. I have this system at work.
Okay.
With it's my coffee system, because we have 2 decanters, right? For your regular coffee and one for your shitty decaf that no one ever touches.
Okay.
The way I have it is I fill them both, set the lever up on the one decanter, shakang, 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 get your fucking coffee. And when I see that the other one is up, I know it's time to make coffee for the other one. So I'll go out, switch them, bam. Perfect plan. There's always coffee when I'm working. If you're at my hotel and I'm working, your ass is getting your caffeine no matter what.
Good news.
Well, there's this motherfucker.
Oh, okay.
There's this fucking guy who has been here for 2 weeks. I didn't need to talk about it because it didn't bother me until this week. Apparently, I have a pretty good threshold for this shit, like maybe 4 days. He would always get coffee from the other one.
The one that hadn't been made yet, right?
No, they're both made. It's just when I see that one on the right go up and they start getting coffee out of that one, I know the other one's empty.
Oh, okay.
So then I go and make that one, and, there's always a cycle of coffee.
So he's hitting the wrong side then.
Even though that one is right fucking there, man. It's right there. People have used it. And so every time he goes...
It's like the guy that wants to piss in a fresh urinal. So,
and this cocksucker's a chain smoker. And we have a goddamn ashtray 5 feet from our front door, which makes no sense because I think the law, you got to be like 25.
Says like 25 feet, yeah. Something like that.
Bullshit. No one's ever said anything about that at my job. So he'll go out and like smoke 3 feet from the front fucking door, take his half-done cigarette and just throw it on the ground and come in while blowing the last hit out. So the lobby smells like cigarette smoke now. It just basically smells like someone smoked packed cigarettes right in the lobby.
Come visit this motherfucker, is that what you're saying? This is the...
Well, the thing is, this guy's... he's clearly stupid.
Oh, okay.
He's a railroad guy. Comes down to my lobby without a shirt on. Horrible, probably prison tattoos and acne all over his body.
God damn, I thought the railroads are a little stricter in their hiring standards.
Apparently not. I don't think they drug test. That's for goddamn sure.
Really?
It doesn't. If this guy is a benchmark for it, hell, everyone. Meth heads just flood. Go for it.
Well, that would fucking make sense why there's so many goddamn railroad accidents in this country.
Yeah, shit. Fucking guy just got run over one here the other day.
Fuck yeah. Yeah, a couple of days ago.
Bunch of fucking idiots. So, so basically, this guy is just fucking hitting every single one of my buttons,
Right.
So anytime he'd go outside to smoke like 3 goddamn cigarettes, I'd have to go outside and pick up his bullshit, which that right there, that is something I want nothing to do with. I'm not really what you'd call a germaphobe, but I still don't want to touch a drug user's chewed on fucking disgusting cigarette. And I'm a cigarette smoker, and that's coming from me. So after that, it was really just a whole bunch of workers that treat the lobby like it's a goddamn bathroom at a bar, minus the piss, of course. But there was one thing, and I don't think I've talked about it on the show because it really wasn't a job or a life-related thing. It was just something I saw and recorded and showed to you.
Right.
That video of a crazy woman.
Oh, yeah.
Remember that video I showed you?
Yeah, yeah.
So I go to work. I go to work Monday. Everything's kind of going okay. The girl that relieves me has, I love this girl because she always gets her work done. I never come in and there's shit left to do. She gets everything done. And she's like 22 and going to college, man. So there's no excuse for these other ass turkeys not folding pillowcases.
Well, it sounds weird because you have a whole lot of young people and you and your manager.
My manager's 25.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
okay.
with 2 kids and recently married. Congratulations, by the way, if you're listening. I don't think she is, but just in case she stumbles across this one. So yeah, I show you that video of that crazy woman.
Yeah.
And then I mentioned, I ran into the convenience store and she was out in the parking lot acting like a fucking lunatic. And the convenience store workers didn't seem to give a shit. So I go into work Monday night. 1 a.m. Door opens. Guess who it is?
Oh, the crazy woman.
It is the very same crazy woman, dude.
Is she like, how do I put this? Is she like really dark complected Hispanic?
Yes.
Short hair.
Not short hair. Long hair.
Well,
long hair, very, 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 very thin.
Very thin. Yeah, like probably 80 pounds.
Yeah, drives a vehicle that looks like it's been through the goddamn ringer a time or two.
The only reason I ask is because I stopped in to pick up some tall boys for our podcast today. I stop off at the ghetto stripes in this town, as I call it. And lo and behold, guess who's out yelling at everybody walking around at the top of her lungs?
Yeah, that's her.
There you go. All right.
I mean, walking with a goddamn purpose, too.
But I mean, but she's got like a fucking weird, like, goofy hair. Like she gave herself a fucking haircut.
Yeah, like her bangs were homemade.
Yeah. There you go.
Funny thing is, she comes in. She has she pays cash. Now, if you pay cash in my hotel, we got to have a little something extra on the back end so you don't just rub jizz into our walls, you know?
Like everybody else does.
That's right. We're going to keep that $100 we find any semen.
If there's cash, I'm assuming that they're probably there for one purpose.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And cash and local. So, and I let her know. I say, hey, we have to have a $100 deposit with cash paying guests or a credit or debit card on file. I like to throw that out because I feel like people have debit cards that have no money on them for this very purpose.
Sure.
Which I'd do the same thing if I was in the shoes. So she has no problem with the deposit. She hands me a $100 bill. I'm like, all right. Get the rest of the rigmarole done. She signs her name on the dotted line. And she's like, I don't want anybody to know I'm here.
Okay.
Oh. If anybody calls asking for me, I'm not here.
Say no worries, Wolverine.
And I'm not doing that for drama. That's how she told me.
Give me a old fucking Logan voice.
She leaned in, and that right there, that's enough for me to like put my hand in my pocket and pull out my flashlight and punch her right in the face with it. I am a fucking front desk attendant. I am not to be trifled with.
I will not play your games.
Yeah, but I will give her this. She, as far as like weird people, she went to her fucking room and stayed there. She didn't go outside and rant and rave like that one dude I talked about probably a solid year ago.
Right.
That would just go outside and I'd see him on the security cameras yelling at the fucking earth for no reason. The one that pissed in the garbage can.
Right.
That guy. And she checked out today, so it doesn't shock me that you saw her out and about.
Yeah, like I said, I stopped pick up some tall boys for the podcast this evening. I was like, holy shit, who is this? Because she's out there and there's nobody around. She's yelling.
Yeah.
All right. Well, and
wow, so she's stationed on the north side of town now.
Yeah.
Good. That's further away from my house. Because that bitch is like a mile from where I live. Like I'm not even comfortable with that.
Yeah. No, she's out yelling. Everybody inside the store was talking about it. I was like, oh, she's out there yelling. And this chick working there was like, oh, she's yelling again? Like, oh, so she's been out there.
The same goddamn thing when I was at Stripes. Like, you do realize you have an insane woman ranting and raving in your parking lot, right? She looks outside. She's like, oh, yeah.
Like that's a normal thing around her, apparently.
Do you want to call a cop or do you want me to do it? I've done it a couple times. I can do it here if you like. It's unbelievable. I can't do that. I don't have that mentality. If I had that mentality, that motherfucker that crawled into my window he'd still be on the loose.
Right.
Because if that motherfucker had gotten away from the hotel, who knows where he'd be. There's a lot of hidey holes in this little goddamn town.
Sure.
Which, by the way, I'd like to bring the end to his story.
Oh, right. Well, can you do that legally? Or?
Yes, I can.
Okay.
Because, again, I'm not going to be mentioning anything like horribly confidential. Not that I really know anything confidential. I just know what anybody else could know if they wanted to go down and find out about it. My involvement is officially done.
Good.
Apparently, they were going to have the preliminary examination last Wednesday morning. Not yesterday, but last Wednesday. And the man was being held elsewhere.
Yeah.
So that got nixed.
Because why would you bring somebody down to a trial when you have all this shit lined up? That's right, because that's what you're supposed to do.
That's right.
Okay.
Because it's the law.
I'm not knocking anybody or anything, but okay.
But that's just how it is. So I find out yesterday, probably about 3 a.m. this morning, because the sheriff came in to get a little more security camera footage, and for some reason, everything from that day back 435 days is gone. I don't know what happened. I have an idea of what happened. I think because they've come in several times asking for like a specific time frame of footage, and I think they asked someone to do it, and they went in and fucked with it and erased it.
Yeah. No, you're probably
because I did it. I know how to do it. And afterwards, I was able to show everything that had happened. So I knew it was still there after I had backed it up for the cops.
One of your coworkers,
I'm always
some dummy ended up deleting it. Yeah, okay.
Yeah. So,
goddamn, I hope they had like what they needed.
Well, that's why I told him, I was like, I gave him a 4-hour block from 2 a.m. to 6 a.m., which should have been enough for that particular case, you know?
Right.
So and he was fine. He was like, well, really, the DA just wanted it, so it wasn't really for me. That just means that I can now finally finish my report. I was like, oh, cool, great. So that means you'll be done with it. And he says, yeah, and the guy waived his preliminary examination. I was like, oh, so what does that mean for me? He says, well, that means outside of the slim chance. And as soon as I hear that, I'm like, oh, so you're telling me there's a chance of being subpoenaed, you're done. So I'm like, cool, I'm going to assume this chapter is done.
Cool, so I'm going to talk about this on my podcast, and we're going to go ahead.
Yeah, because I'm done. That shit might not be done, but I'm done. And that guy's done because apparently he was on, like, felony probation.
Well, that's what ends up happening around here. See, people do dumb shit, like, say people. Fucking criminals do some dumb shit around here. They get arrested for that. They get thrown in the pokey. They bond out. Okay, so there's that one.
Right.
They're out on bond. They commit another crime. Well, okay. Well, they get thrown in. They get bonded out again because they only count that one crime. They don't count the fucking other ones that are pending.
Yeah.
They get bonded out again. They could do this shit for like 6 or 8 crimes or whatever, and then suddenly the fucking cows come home to roost. Whoop. I love to throw that one out. The chickens come home to roost. The
cows come home to roost.
I know. See, isn't that great? There's actually a word for that.
You'll have to forgive my delayed reactions.
No. There's actually a word for that shit.
Really?
It's not coming to me right now. It's almost like metaphor, but it's anaphor or something like that. But it's where you fuck up intentionally mess up the metaphor.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's great.
Gotcha.
It's like, I don't need to be a rocket surgeon.
So you're like Ricky.
I mean, that's
not rocket appliances,
but that's the whole thing, and that's how that all kind of works its way out. But they go and they have their first court date. Okay, cool, to where they actually are facing sentencing. So then they get sent away. Well, then they've got like 6 or 8 or 10 or 12 that fucking follow bang, 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 bang while they're sitting around in jail. And eventually people start going, this guy might be a piece of shit. That's how our justice system is.
That's happened around, that's actually happened around here really recently.
Dude, that's how things happen around here. Period.
Yeah, well,
period.
The reason
I go out and kill somebody in a crime of passion, I'm going away.
You're done. That's it. Well, like there was a local guy, or maybe not local, but a notorious cocksucker of the area.
Okay.
There's got to be an acronym I can make for that. I'm going to work on it after the show. Like court case, court case after court case after court case, in jail, out of jail, bonded out, back and forth, back and forth. Finally, dude takes a fucking weapon and cracks open a guy's skull while he's breaking into his house. Oh, now we keep him there. If you just kept him there in the first place, that shit would have never happened.
But that's what it is, because these assholes, and it happens with the meth heads a lot.
Sure.
Because they'll commit a crime when they're all jacked up on some shit. Well, that's fine. They get arrested, thrown in jail, they get bonded out. Guess what? They're going to seek out more meth, and they're going to do more shit.
Yeah.
It's a fucking cycle.
Meth is not a drug where you want to go get a cheeseburger and play fucking Doom all day.
But the problem is, that we can't afford to keep all these people in fucking jail, because frankly that would get prohibitively expensive.
You got to pay for that new courthouse, man.
I would say actually there's no new courthouse. I would say the thing is maybe lay off the fucking people that aren't really doing real crimes. I don't know, marijuana possession, fucking people that maybe are just speeding a little bit and it's been like they're out of points.
Right.
Some of that shit, I don't know. I'm not really trying to tell people how to do their job, but god damn it. the weird circular pattern of the fucking meth people in and out of court and jail and then back out into the public is wacky in this state.
Yeah, it's scary.
It's
state. Fucking scary.
I talked to my friends in fucking Texas. They don't have that shit there. You can fuck up, you're in jail.
Yeah, apparently in Texas, if you fuck up and it goes to trial, I think there's like either a 90-day or a 6-month period where that shit has to get done.
Right.
Like it doesn't go for years. It goes for months.
Right.
And like if it doesn't, I don't know what happens if it doesn't wrap up. I mean, your ass is going to get a trial, but you're not going to be able to fucking postpone it for months and years while working on a plea deal at the ass end of it.
Man, I know we could probably get a friend of mine on to talk about this shit on a podcast or sometime. It probably wouldn't be all that fucking entertaining, but and nothing against him. But god damn it, we live in a weird state and we live in a weird time when that's the whole thing. The process. Look, man, due process is great. I think everybody should be given a time. But fucking how much time?
Right.
Lord.
Yeah. Well, I mean, fuck. Everybody in the country loved Breaking Bad. A lot of people who lived in Albuquerque and in New Mexico didn't like Breaking Bad because it was a little too real.
Well, that's the thing. A lot of people in Albuquerque take pride in it. It's like, really?
Well, that's because they're
really
stupid.
Dicks.
Sorry, Albuquerque, but
no, fuck Albuquerque. I will say it
shit.
right now.
Oh shit!
Fuck Albuquerque right now, with a big rubber dick. That's no, because the problem is because they did
that.
And they started like doing like a tourism thing, like, oh well, here's like the weird fake chicken place where that used to be. Here's where the weird house is.
There's a house where everyone throws pizzas on the goddamn
the homeowner
roof.
Doesn't want anybody coming by. I mean, it's
like, this is my house. I live here.
It's the most obtrusive show that's ever existed, and Albuquerque doesn't know how to deal with it. They don't know how to deal with it.
Fuck, man. Yeah, they got too big for the britches as far
what's
as
your claim to
famous
fame?
shit
Well,
goes.
there was a movie shot here, or a TV show shot here about meth, and well, you know what? That's kind of the big thing in the States. So
have you seen Breaking Bad? No. Have you seen Cops? Yes. All right, then you're good.
Yeah. Speaking of which, Cops is going to be in Lubbock for the next 8 weeks.
Can't wait to see Bobby Wheeler on there.
All of my friends that live in Lubbock, do your best.
That's right. Hit the Depot District hard this weekend. Please. I got to see another episode of Intervention with somebody knows. That was gnarly, dude, by the way.
That is a little gem in my crown right there on that shit.
Oh, my God. God damn, we've just been bullshitting for over 40 minutes.
That's all right. Let's talk about MMA stuff right now. UFC 229.
What is that? What is that all about?
Do we care about some of the undercard stuff? I know that they're...
hold on. I got the card here.
Okay.
Let's see.
I'm probably not going to weigh in until the main card, although they actually always do throw up one fight at the end of the Fight Pass prelims and one fight at the end of the prelims I care about.
Right. Looking at the Fight Pass preliminary card, you do have Gray Maynard fighting Nick Lentz at lightweight. That might be...
Gray Maynard?
Gray Maynard?
This fucking 1999. All right, fine.
Well, it pays to have these. I mean, he's fucking 39 years old. Let's be honest.
Yeah, but that guy was done fucking 8 years ago.
Yeah, he did good. I actually saw this guy. I saw him fight. I think he might have fought at the Ultimate Fighter finale I went to in Vegas. Yeah, he fought at the Johnson Gaethje card where he won. But that was the last time he fought.
Boy.
Last time Gray Maynard fought was when I saw him fight in Las Vegas. And I've been to another fight since then.
Yeah.
I like Gray Maynard, but really just because he's a fucking vet. You know?
Yeah.
I love the long tooth fighters.
He's like the old school fucking vet.
Yeah, they're sticking around because they don't know anything else. They don't know how to do a podcast. They don't know how to fucking sell scotch or whiskey or anything. They just know how to fight. And that's all Gray Maynard knows. I appreciate that. He suffers for our sake. However, I think Nick Lentz is going to beat his ass.
Nick Lentz isn't exactly a young guy either, so.
Nick Lentz, he's, let's see. Nick Lentz is 34.
Yeah.
Born in El Paso, by the way.
Yeah. Well, it doesn't do him any favors for my opinion, but that's fine.
Last fought in June, lost to David Tamer. Did beat Will Brooks, but everybody beat Will Brooks while he was here.
Thing. That guy was going to be the fucking big thing. Look, they're nabbing the wrong personnel from Bellator.
After Alvarez won the belt, they're like, we got to get the next big thing. They picked the wrong guy.
Yeah.
They should have gotten fucking MVP, man. Michael Venom Page, they should have gotten that motherfucker.
Yeah. Yeah,
Can you
now-
imagine what
now
kind of
that
killer
guy-
he would be in the UFC right now?
Maybe. Although I will say that fucking Pico guy that we saw last fucking weekend,
Aaron Pico.
that
Fuck yeah.
guy, bring that
Which
guy over.
I thought we had seen fight in the UFC. I got him confused with Nico Price.
Yeah.
Yeah. Aaron Pico is a fucking
He's a beast.
slugger.
He's a beast.
Yeah.
I mean, he displayed all of his striking. That guy's a wrestler.
Right.
That's the,
Yeah.
I mean,
I haven't seen his wrestling. I'm sure it's
didn't
there.
need to on that one. God,
Yeah.
what an accurate striker.
Yeah,
But-
that's what makes you fucking murderous. I'm only going to mention this one name and the headliner of the Fight Pass prelim, Yana Kunitskaya.
Oh, yeah. She fought, fuck did she fight? She fought, was
Cyborg.
it 135?
She
No,
fought Cyborg.
145. Okay.
She fought Cyborg, and of course got fucking mauled. So now she's fighting back at 135 against Lena Landsberg.
That's the headline of the fucking Fight Pass prelims?
Yeah. I think it was going to be either that. I think it might have been Sean O'Malley's fight was going to headline the prelims, but that fight got pulled because Sean O'Malley pissed dirty, son.
That's right.
The future of the fucking goddamn industry pissed dirty. BFD. Moving on to the Fox Sports 1 preliminary card.
Not that Brandon has an opinion.
I fucking hate Sean O'Malley. I hate
he's
Sean
a- he's a-
O'Malley. I hate Colby Covington.
Right.
I hate all these personalities, man. I'm so sick of it.
yeah.
That's why the ESPN deal bothers me, because it's just going to make it worse.
Because they're going to sell it.
It's going to make
sell
it
and sell
so much worse.
Conor McGregor did one thing that nobody else did and made the promotion hundreds of millions of dollars.
and then
so now,
bailed.
And they're like,
So now-
we want everybody to do that. And I fucking hate it.
Yeah.
I get you.
I hate Conor McGregor for creating Colby Covington more than I hate him for fucking being gone for 2 years.
Yeah. No, you're
Yeah.
right. Yeah.
Looking at the preliminary card, there are 2 fights, and the only reason I bring one up because it's a ginger. Women's bantamweight again, Aspen Ladd fighting that 40-year-old lesbian lady, Tanya Evinger.
God damn.
I like Tanya Evinger because she's like the Dan Henderson of the female side of MMA. She's been doing it for so goddamn long.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
And she's had success.
She actually fought Cyborg reasonably well.
Yeah,
as
she made it into the 3rd round, but
well as you can fight a man. She
which was her last fight. Which the funny thing to mention, before that fight, she did sub Kunitskaya in a rear naked choke in the 2nd round back in March 2017.
Yeah.
But she's only had, that's her first fight in the UFC, was fighting Cyborg for the featherweight championship. And this was to crown a champ.
Yeah.
Because it was supposed to be Megan Anderson. But Megan Anderson was a wise lady and didn't want to do it.
Yeah, why would she?
But yeah, Tanya Evinger has been fighting since 2006 professionally. I appreciate the journeywomen. I'm going to pick Tanya in this. It's because I've never heard of Aspen Ladd. I'm sure I've seen her fight, but I've never heard of her.
That's an Aspen I've never seen before.
But your main event for preliminary card is going to be
Okay.
Sergio Pettis fighting Jussier Formiga flyweight.
God, we're still talking about the. Yeah, okay. Yeah, because this is the meat. This is the prelims. The main.
This is your
yeah,
prelim
okay.
main event on Fox Sports 1.
Yeah, they're trying to make a star out of Sergio Pettis, and they'll do it by giving him people he can beat. So,
Well, and really the only time we see Sergio fight a whole lot is when Anthony Pettis is on the card as well.
he's got to have his brother. He's got to have his
only
brother.
bankable if his bro's fighting. Yeah.
Basically, his fucking Linus and his blanket. Yeah, yeah, that's what you got.
It's like a Lucy and Linus
Or
kind
a
of thing.
lady with her tampons. That's the.
Burn.
Well, it is the Pettis brothers, so I'm
That's
sure
true.
there's
But
gotta
now-
there's got to be some vagina involved, and I'm not talking about finding it.
God damn it.
Not that I have an opinion.
I was about to move on to the pay-per-view without even fucking going for picks. Who you got? I'm going for Formiga because I hate the Pettis brothers.
Well,
Sergio gets it because of Anthony. I don't have anything against Sergio. I just hate him because of his family.
yeah, I don't. I think Sergio will win. I think so, but I'll pick Formiga just to be.
Maybe we'll see
jackass,
Sergio
so.
Pettis on the cover of a Trix box one day.
Probably. In which case, then, yeah, maybe a Trix box winner. Yeah.
So, your main event, or not your main event, our fucking main event, the pay-per-view card, is actually pretty goddamn diverse and stacked, I think. Opens up with Michelle Waterson fighting Felice Herrig at strawweight.
Yeah, that one's going to be kind of a fun one because...
two strikers. Two legitimate strikers.
But a very different approach, though. I mean, Michelle Waterson likes to keep distance. And,
she likes
fucking
karate hottie.
Felice Herrig likes to close and grind that shit. I'm not impressed with Waterson's fucking ability to keep people off of her.
Right. And Felice looked good in those last couple fights. Her last fight, she kind of faltered a little bit, but I don't think it takes anything away from her performance. She went from not really doing that well at all to starting to rattle off some legitimate victories.
I think she sincerely got it.
Yeah.
Got it, quote unquote. Here probably about 3-4 fights ago. And I like Felice in this one. Man,
I do too.
Honestly, I like Michelle Waterson. I do. I have a couple of problems. Number one, she trains out of Jackson Wink, and I'll never take a fighter out of that camp again. And number two...
that's tough to do, yeah.
And number two is that I don't think she's tough enough to fight fucking Felice.
Yeah.
I think Felice is tough.
Let's not forget what Rose Namajunas did to her.
Right.
Rose tapped her out. And strikers hate getting tapped.
Sure.
They hate it. And then she lost to Tisha Torres.
Right.
And her last fight was the Poirier-Gaethje card, which I remember because when I was in Wyoming. She beat Courtney Casey via split. It's not like it was a decisive victory. Yeah. She's had a tough go of it after she beat Paige Van Zandt. Usually when you get that marquee victory, your ass is going to the top.
Michelle Waterson's been, the karate hottie has been lacking.
I'd like to see her win, but I think Felice Herrig's going to probably knock her out, and I think she's going to knock her out late.
Could be.
After that, the heavyweights, the old Bobby Wheeler coming down the lane. Derek Lewis fighting.
Oh.
Well, no, I was doing the old.
Tapping on the table.
Old table tap.
Yeah.
Derek Lewis fighting Alexander Volkov at heavyweight. Goddamn, I'm so excited. Derek Lewis is apparently fully healed up from that back injury.
I can't pick against him.
Me neither. Absolutely not.
You'd be a fool if you do. Now, Volkan might win. That's fine, but he won't win with my fucking pick
with your
him.
vote of confidence. Yeah, right. Yeah, I got Derek Lewis, and Derek Lewis can finish this fight in the first round or the third.
Yeah.
If he's 100% healthy, that's a big, big problem because this guy's been knocking people out with a back
fools
problem.
Like fucked up, right?
Yeah, with like a shitty back. I think it might have been ever since the Travis Brown fight he's had back problems, and he says he's 100% now.
Well,
I'm fucking picking Derek Lewis. It's gonna be a knockout. I'd probably say second round.
Yeah, I maybe because he does kind of allow a guy to get some distance and figure some things out. Yeah, I think probably second.
Yeah.
I think second's.
Alexander Volkov is great. I don't want it to sound like I'm shitting on him, even though I guess I kind of am.
Yeah.
But he's picking the wrong guy, man.
Right.
This is a wrong guy to fight if you're trying to make your way up.
Yeah.
Mark
Hunt's the right guy.
Mark
Derek
Hunt's
Lewis
the right
is
guy.
The wrong guy.
Yeah. It's like you want to fight for the belt. I want to fight Derek Lewis. Well, clearly you don't want to fight for the belt. This man will eat you alive. And after that, you got OSP fighting Dominic Reyes at light heavyweight.
I would usually pick Reyes in a lot of things, but, man, I think OSP, if he can kind of go ahead and shrug off that last loss that he had and get back to his Von Flue choke kind of ways,
right?
I kind of like him, not on his striking at all, but I definitely like his ground game.
Yeah. Well, I mean, his last fight, he was at the Leon Edwards Cowboy card where he fucking armbarred Tyson Pedro.
I thought he had a loss on the last fight.
Before that, he lost to Ilir Latifi.
Oh, okay.
At the Josh Emmett, Jeremy Stevens fight.
Right, okay.
And then
I didn't realize he'd fought since then, but okay.
And then before that was when you got the back-to-back fucking Von Flue chokes, which, I mean, shit.
Yeah, I think if he's kind of gone back to some of that focus, I kind of like his chances on that. Yeah. Not necessarily with Von Flue choke, because that's a weird goddamn choke. You have to fucking be able to figure out a way to lock it in, and he figures it out. But
well, here's the thing about Dominic Reyes. Dude's undefeated.
Right.
Dude's an undefeated light heavyweight.
I would take that guy every day of the week, except against an OSP.
He's had
that
3 fights in the UFC. All of them. This dude has had 1 fight go past the first round. They've all been first round finishes. That's a hard thing to go against, man. And OSP is finishable. He can can be tagged and he can be dropped.
But I think also that Reyes, we haven't his ground game hadn't been tested.
True. True, yeah. A lot of these are. I mean, he has one rear naked choke, which he probably got. It was a Jeremy Kimball fight at 218
on the ground.
He
Right.
probably rocked him and got his back. The rest of them are knockouts and TKOs.
Right.
I have to go with Dominic Reyes on this one.
Yeah. I mean, I'll go OSP to be contrarian, but
there you go. Via Von Flue. If we see
maybe,
a third Von Flue, we're going to start calling the Von Prue.
Yeah, well, they already do. They already do,
really.
Those assholes. Yeah,
Yeah.
they're already calling fucking.
Well, I think we
Cormier
should call
champ,
the.
champ.
I think we should call the Ezekiel the Ozdemir.
Yeah. Well, the Von Prue is what they were calling it. Yeah.
Von Prude.
Yeah.
All right, now moving on to your co-main event of the evening. A fighter that I don't know if I'm a fan of anymore versus a fighter
Conor
I know
McGregor?
I'm not a fan of. Yeah, they got bumped down co-main.
Ah.
Khabib weighs 185 pounds. No, I'm talking about El Kukui, man. Tony Ferguson fighting Anthony Pettis a lightweight, which is basically either if Khabib doesn't show up tomorrow to make weight, one of these
Then we
guys
have
is
a
fighting Conor.
sudden- yeah,
One of
yeah.
the, and it's going to be Tony. It's not going to be Anthony. It's going to be
Right.
Tony.
Yeah.
But Tony Ferguson, man, I don't know what happened to him. I know he was always kind of weird, and I always liked that about him. Like when they would have face-offs, and then they'd fucking go out and stare at the press, and they'd snap their pictures, and he'd just fucking all of a sudden just go woo and just scare the shit out of everybody.
Yeah.
I love that shit because it was weird, but it was weird in a fun way. This dude is now like Island of Dr. Moreau weird.
Well, let's also not forget. So he was supposed to have a interim title fight.
No, he had it, and he beat Kevin Lee, the staph-infected fucking Kevin Lee, and
Right.
won the interim belt.
But then lost it because then that's when they
Because
said
then he
the
blew
Khabib,
his knee. He blew his knee out,
Right.
tripping over a goddamn wire.
That's what they say. So then Khabib fought fucking Edson Barboza, and then that got him basically the
Iaquinta, fucking main event of the evening.
yeah. So I mean, I don't know, man. I think there's a weird thing. I have a problem with El Kukui, and I have a problem with fucking Max Holloway.
Max. Well,
They're
Max
the-
Holloway,
because
it's a weight cutting issue.
They're the same. They're the same, though. They're
Tony
the same.
doesn't have a weight cutting issue.
No, but his problem is the same in the fact it's a fucking mental issue that he can't get around. I think it's the same as fucking Max.
Yeah, but Max at least has a legitimate belt. Tony was an interim champ.
Well,
This dude feels
we're
like
gonna wait and see because fucking the fight got announced. He's going to fight fucking T-City, dude.
oh Holloway.
Yeah, Brian Ortega and
Oh, that's going to happen in December, right?
yeah. So
Is that for the first card in December or the fucking last card in December? 232.
I think it's late. I think it's
Okay,
232.
they're not going to do that in fucking Montreal. Well, yeah.
But I think they're plagued by the same ideas, and those same ideas are a lack of confidence. I think that can settle in on you.
Yeah, but
Holloway's
El
problem is
Kukui's like 10 in a row, man. This
Yeah.
guy, I mean, he's on.
But
He's just a weird guy.
it's either that or else the promotion's fucking the whole thing,
Yeah,
which could be.
And
And
they've been known
my
to do
thoughts
that.
on the UFC too. It's like, well,
That's
hold
true.
on.
That is true.
We would rather go ahead and pay this guy a little cash here and there. Let him go. Oh, I can't make weight because we want to make this fight right now.
Yeah. Well, yeah. It's like they did with they needed a fucking main event for next month in New York City, and the one we got, I know Valentina. I was shocked. I was probably as shocked as Joanna was when she found out on the internet that she was no longer fighting at 231.
You're going to fight a murderer that's coming down to fight you. That you have to go up.
I'm kind of happy because that was the day of the particular event you're rocking in December,
Right.
And that was like the one fight I wanted to watch. So I'm actually kind of pleased that instead we'll get to watch fucking Valentina become the flyweight champion, beating a goddamn nobody bum. But anyway, back to
That's going to
229.
be December 8th?
That's happening next month.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they wanted to move the Joanna Valentina title fight to New York because they had no fucking main event.
Is New York on December 8th?
No, New York's on November 6th. December 8th is Montreal.
Oh, well, okay. As long as
But that was when
Yeah.
Joanna and Valentina were
I hate
going
to
to
be
fight.
selfish, but that's when my big event's going on.
Yeah,
so
they bump it back a month, and Joanna can't get ready with
to
a month.
eat enough cheeseburgers to move up.
She's 125. I'm like, do you really need that extra month for the weight cut? I mean, you already have the skill set. It's really just a weight cut.
Well, I know what it is. She's want to put on muscle mass in order to be able to fucking.
She wants to bulk up to like 145 to cut 20 pounds, and But the thing is, that's a small frame gal, man.
I know.
But I'm glad it's happening next month because we'll get to see Valentina win that flyweight belt. She needs some gold around her waist.
Shit,
and it'll be well deserved.
I like her. I like her a lot. I like everything she's about.
I think it's great. This shows how our disdain for Anthony Pettis. We haven't mentioned this motherfucker once.
Well, he can do one of two things.
He can be on a Wheaties box.
He can A, go fuck himself, or B, CA.
Very, very well done.
Yeah, well,
I mean, the dude's
I have my moments when I'm
the dude's known for the kick off the cage in WC against Benson.
That's the only thing they ever show.
And he's a lightweight champ. He was a lightweight champ of the world on a Wheaties box. The guy fell from grace.
But when they start showing all the trailers for this fucking fight, by the way, look at his trunks.
They're all with Venom on it.
None of them have Reebok
yeah,
on
that's right. I'm picking El Kukui. Like my personal feelings aside on how he does his shit outside of the octagon. This guy's a fighter. I will not take a Pettis unless they're fighting somebody who's a bigger cocksucker, which is hard to find. Now, if Sergio bumps up to 145 and Pettis drops back down to featherweight, I'd like to see brother fight brother. I'd like to see that. All right, I'd be down. Yeah, but I think El Kukui wins, and he is going to get the winner of our main event of the evening. Yeah. The champ. Fuck those two guys. All right, let's drink some beer. Ready to drink some beer? Got some rails chopped up. Good to go. Khalibib Nurmagomedov, your lightweight champ, my lightweight champ, our lightweight champ. Fighting Conor McGregor, some Irish guy who used to fight in the UFC a couple of years ago. Now he's back. I'm pumped. I'm glad he's back, dude. I'm not a Conor McGregor fan. I fucking jumped off that bus January 1st. Right. Because it kept bothering me that you were such a fan, and dude was bothering me. I said if a fight is not announced by New Year's Eve, I'm done. And I'm done. And that was like 2 years ago? Yep. No, that was just fucking 9 months ago. After he lost to Floyd Mayweather? After the Mayweather fight, I'm like, okay, if his next fight isn't announced by the end of the year, I'm done. Right. And it wasn't done. Right. Now, I'm glad that his fight got announced this time around, and it was like a month away. That's pretty great because you need that kind of quick turnaround. I like people like going, they could have given him his UFC. His name is Conor McGregor, and he's fighting in the octagon. That is all the promotion you need. People, it's already been bought. This has been a pre-ordered pay-per-view. Yeah. And I think it's actually okay. We're able to pull this with this guy. Yeah. What do we got to do to make the next person have that? You don't. You have one Conor McGregor. You have use him wisely. Yes. Use him wisely. And they got him on a 6-fight contract now, which is pretty dope. And again, I hate to keep going back because I was a flaming Irish fan of Conor McGregor. I'm not ashamed to admit it. But the guy just brings out that big fight feel. There are few fighters that can do that. He's a fighter that you will tune in to see him get his ass beat, or you will tune in to see him do what he does. And I'm hoping with every fiber of my being, and it's not because I'm a big fan of Conor, it's because I'm not a big fan of Khabib, that Conor gets that lightweight belt back. But the problem is, I don't think it's going to happen. Khabib is fine with grinding out a 25-minute decision victory over anybody. You look at Khabib's record, and you are going to see a lot of 5-round. That's why his. Would you grab me a beer as well, my friend? There you go. No, thank you, good sir. The thing about Khabib, the one question, really two things you can never question. One is wrestling, and two is his tank, because every fight goes the distance. Yeah. Every fight. Because he is fine, unless you're Michael Johnson or Daryl Horcher. But he couldn't finish Al Iaquinta. Yeah. He couldn't finish a part-time backyard wrestler. A guy who's been doing WWE fights in somebody's backyard at children's birthday parties. Which, props to Al. It's not. We're not shit-talking Al. Kind of I am, but kind of not. Yeah. Actually, ever since Al Iaquinta gave, I'm sad that he couldn't capitalize on that interview. You booing me? Don't you boo me? That's one of the greatest moments in recent memory as far as post-fight interviews go for me. he wasn't able to capitalize on that, which sucked because now we got Colby Covington.
Is that the Masvidal fight?
I think so.
I think it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
because I went camping and fucking got back and then heard about it from you that was the greatest soundbite of all time.
Oh my God. Oh, it was amazing. It's so I don't think Conor's going to win.
If you're realistic, if you're trying to be honest with yourself.
And I'm looking from the standpoint of a fan of the sport. This is not from a fucking Conor fan perspective at all. Which I'm glad.
If you're honest with yourself and you look at this and you know what has happened with the little stupid-looking little Russian guy with the cocksucker beard on him against Conor McGregor, who in all his majestic glory as the striker. Not that I'm biased in any way, shape, or form.
Well, but let's also say that is all he's got.
But I will say this, though, is that the reality is you have to take, if you're betting in Vegas, you have to take, man, you're going to have to take Nurmagomedov. That's all there is to it.
Yeah, well, this is not a fight to bet on to begin with. There are too many variables.
That's
and there's not enough of a line. I mean, Conor, I think as of today, was a plus 120. So you're going to get $20.
Close to even as you're going to get. And Vegas will probably run that because they don't know. But I would be willing to bet like an hour before that the fucking Khabib fucking numbers boost.
You think so?
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Like, I think you'll make more money on prop bets. Like, I will bet on Conor to knock him out in the second round. That you'll make more money on that.
Yeah.
Or Khabib to finish him in the first. Because if you bet on Khabib to win a decision, that's got to be even money, dude.
Yeah.
Because that's all he does.
You're going to be paying
that
to
is
win that
all
money.
He does.
You'll be paying to win that money.
Khabib is not entertaining, and that showed today in a press conference where he had to carry the weight as lightweight champion, and he couldn't do it because he could not handle he fucking just walked out.
There's a bunch of Irish people all pissed off. Is that what it was?
I don't know if they were all Irish people. I don't know if they were all Irish people, but they were certainly all acting like Irish people. You know how that Irish shit is. You can just be around Irish people like, oh, fuck, I'm Irish, dude.
Yeah.
Ta-toy.
Yeah, I'm positive of that, yeah.
The bottom line, it is Khabib's wrestling and gas tank versus Conor's accuracy and timing.
You killed it right there, son.
That's really all this fight is. It's not it's not going to be a chess match, dude. It's just not. It is one extreme versus the other.
Somebody told me, who's that dumb bastard? The
Daniel Cormier.
No, the other idiot.
John Anik.
No.
Ariel Helwani.
The idiot that the idiot that's like a friend of Joe Rogan's that took a lot of shots to the head.
Oh, Brendan Schwab.
Now.
Has so many concussions he thinks he's funny.
Yeah.
Brendan
Schwab.
Schaub.
That's what I hear.
B-Shub.
Yeah, apparently somebody had said that dude thought it would go the distance. A 5-round fight. Khabib against fucking Conor. There's no way that thing really makes it. I don't see how it gets out of the second.
Yeah. One way, because like.
One way or the other. You're right.
Do you think Conor's tank has improved since the Mayweather fight?
No.
I don't think so.
No.
He went a half hour, but that was a goddamn boxing match.
Yeah.
You don't got to worry about your legs or fucking stuff and takedowns.
That's right.
Conor, the last time he looked really good in a distance fight was Max Holloway.
Right.
At featherweight. And that was with a gnarly weight cut. He doesn't look good.
Ironically, facing a guy who has a gnarly weight cut.
Yeah, right. Isn't that funny? It's just, there's a lot of negatives in Conor's corner on this fight.
Yeah, you're not wrong. I'm going to take, I take Nurmagomedov.
Khabib.
I'll take Khabib. I'll take Khabib. Second round finish by knockout.
You think he'll fucking knock out McGregor?
Yeah,
wow.
I think that'll be the grand irony.
Wow. Damn, that's a bold prediction.
See? Because you thought, fuck you. You're taking him second round, really. Yeah, but there you go. That's the crazy.
I mean, let's be honest. We both at this table, we both want Conor to win. Not because we're Conor fans, but because we fucking hate Khabib.
Because all my picks are usually fucked, so yeah.
Yeah, good man. I'm picking Khabib too, but I'm going fucking third round submission. Rear naked choke.
Yeah.
Because that's how it goes. Conor gasses. He'll turtle. I don't know why. Hopefully he doesn't shoot for a takedown on Khabib. Because look what that did for
Rumble. Yeah.
Rumble.
All the fighters I
and
like.
for Cain Velasquez against Verdum when they're gassed.
Thing they ever do.
Yeah, shoot in on a Brazilian 300-pound man with a takedown when you're tired. You're not going to get choked out. Yeah, I got Khabib, 3rd round submission. I want Conor to win, but not because it's not going to make me a fan. It will make me a fan of the sport more because I will look forward to Conor fights. Not because of Conor, but because at least we know that fucking lightweight title is going to be defended. Because he's already talking about fighting in New York and usurping Shevchenko and whoever that other broad is.
See, which is only crazy because of the fact that if Conor wins, I am going to be on the Conor McGregor bandwagon. I will be on all day long.
It's your turn.
I will get a shirt. I will buy myself a shirt and go running around.
You're even going to get a shirt.
Telling everybody I've been a Conor fan since day one.
Well, why don't we get to the picks that actually matter? And we're talking about the picks for the weekend.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
What are you drinking, my friend?
As far as the drinks go, I'm going to go classic Budweiser in the classic 16-ounce can.
Yeah, it's a classic.
Which is called the Citizen can, not the Peasant can, which is the 12-ounce version.
That's true. Or as we backwater folk call them, tall boys.
Your drink of choice this week, sir.
Oh, no, I'm going to find it tomorrow.
Yeah.
At the store.
It's
going to be, I got to get something. I mean, the Irish vibe going. I got to get an Irish beverage. Might be, I don't know. Guinness is easy. I'm going to go shopping for a proper whiskey tomorrow. Said they had that 2 Gingers out there at the store, right? Out there at Farmers?
Yes.
I'll check it out.
Yes. I think, yeah.
I'll check it out. Metal. I'm going Lucid Planet, goddammit. That was all right. I was pretty goddamn pleased with
my
that.
fucking pick, aren't you? God damn it!
I'll take it. Take it, make it better, and throw it back to you.
Mm-hmm. Make it even better because actually you need to get into you need to get into Lucid Planet because the fact is that if you really, really have to get that fucking tone that you get from Tool and you just want to hear it from a band that's not Tool, but you're cool with that tone being your guide. By God, do it. Lucid
go for it.
Lucid Planet.
And then listen to Richelieu and Sowen sometime after that.
Probably wouldn't hurt. It wouldn't hurt your cause at all.
MMA. I would ask you for your bold pick, but I think you've already given it.
Yes. Every pick I take, is that going to fuck me if I'm actually openly talking about that shit?
Probably.
Yeah.
It usually does. Announcing your plan is a good way to hear the gods laugh.
Conor by knee bar in the first round.
Knee bar. I'm going Conor Amari roll in the first 10 goddamn seconds. That dude does a fucking... that dude rolls, grabs Khabib's leg, and breaks that bitch. Just breaks it in twain.
We're just both looking for shit that would be like the stupidest goddamn result.
I'll take
enjoy the fight. This is all I can say, people.
I'll take a circus over a normal fucking fight.
I mean,
card.
if I have to pick Khabib to fucking be to jinx him, then I'll pick him. But I'm pulling for fucking Conor.
I think the majority of MMA fans are. All the idiot Khabib fans this is where we're getting our thumbs down if they stuck with us this long.
Yeah.
The stupid Khabib fan, and you fucking know who you are.
And I would say, do yourself a real big favor. With that thumbs down, give your boyfriend the night off and shove it squarely right up your rectum and go ahead and go, yeah, I hate those guys. I just had a bad Friday.
And don't trim your nails before you do it either.
Yeah, I'd recommend that.
Thumbs out coming, baby. Goddamn, what's leading us out?
We're going to go kind of a little bit crazy and kind of a little bit old. Which is kind of, what shit? Oh, no, that's what the
Concrete
motherfuckers
Blonde?
are saying about me. Well, my bad.
That's a pretty quick turnaround.
Yeah. All right. Let's go ahead and close out with some old-timey.
Hell, they ain't even old-timey.
Hell, they ain't even white. No,
nice.
They're from Britain. They're from Britain.
Yeah, Liverpool.
Black Sabbath, NIB.
Or Blackpool?
I sincerely hope you people have a great day, a great weekend. Enjoy. Check it out, Conor and Khabib.
Check out Conor Khabib. Check out all the fucking music we talked about. And have a good one.
Cheers.